People were going live before we do this?
We're like,
I'll test you. We're going to go live in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone who's watching. I've got another brilliant and amazing person to ask a few questions to. So, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Christina, but my YouTube channel is called mo0ose Corner. I'm 43 years of age. I don't like long walks on the beach, but I do love to read and do a whole bunch of crafting. My channel is showing off nature, little shorts of my neighborhood, and I want to branch off to other parts of Illinois. And later today, I'm going to do my first beer review with Jordy's Den, who is here. Hello, Jordy.
Hi, Jordy. So, Illinois, please paste that in America for me because I'm useless with geography. And everyone in England probably can't find England on a map, so you've got to put it on a map for us. Whereabouts is it in America?
Okay, Illinois is considered the Midwest. So it's by, for example, Square Table Degenerates podcast also lives in the Midwest. So you got your states of Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, that sort of thing. So we're in Middle America.
That's cool. What made you start YouTube then, making content?
I have a friend that used to be called Lone Star's Beer Reviews, and now he's Lone Star's Lounge, and he kept encouraging me to make content. And I kept making all sorts of excuses about why I don't do it. But then one day, Go Fish Office went live, and I'm like, oh no, she went live before me. I can do this. And then I just started making videos.
Okay. And are you more into, say, live panel shows or to making actual videos?
On my channel, I have mostly, like I said, nature shorts. But in the future, I will be doing more lives. However, you can usually find me over at like Stuntman Steve's Tavern, and other friends' lives. I just don't go live a lot.
Okay.
I'm great, Jordy.
This is a question I'm a bit worried about asking. Who are you?
Who am I?
Yes. Simple.
So what makes me me? I'm a very kind-spirited individual. I am creative. I'm Stuntman Steve's bestie.
Okay.
I am a daughter. I'm a sister.
Okay. You're one
and that's me.
Down. What about neighbor?
Neighbor?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Have you neighbors? Maybe you live in the middle of the country.
I have neighbors. I have neighbors, yes. But in my neighborhood, we usually don't see people out. So I don't really know my neighbors.
Oh, that's interesting. And how far? I don't know if you're living, let's say, very close to your neighbors. Are people not as close then in your area?
Okay, here's my house. Okay, this will be my house. My neighbor will be one to the right and one to the left. Okay. So all we have is like a little grass space between us. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
It takes like 2 seconds to walk to my neighbor's house.
Do you know them by name then, or just you don't?
No, I don't know them by name anymore because the lady died that lives next door to the left of me, and we have new neighbors. And as I said, nobody's really out, and so I don't have a chance to know my neighbors.
So do you drive then? You have a car?
Yeah, I have to because I'm in a suburb. So how am I going to get around? Because public transportation is usually like better off in the urban area of like Chicago. And if you want to use public transportation like the bus, it doesn't go
Yeah.
all the time. So it's more like for senior citizens or people who are like in
Okay.
wheelchairs and but you can still use it, but it's easier just to have a car.
Oh yeah, I know that. School then. Let's go back to school. What was school like for you?
What was school like for me?
Yeah.
Oh God, I hated school. I hated all kind of school. Until I went to college because when I was growing up, people weren't so kind to me. So school was not fun. However, I love science class. Science class made me happy.
Okay. So was that your favorite subject?
Yes, and English. Because English, we did a lot of literature, and I'd like to learn about different. For example, like 1 year in high school, we did British authors and European authors. 1 year we did American authors, and I like that sort of thing because I also like poetry, and they mixed poetry in that. So that was also my favorite, English and science.
So what do you study in college? And you say you went to college.
Well, at first I wanted to go to school in Minnesota, so I was studying English. I thought I was going to be a journalist, but eventually I quit school. Then I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I went to the community college and I thought I would be a travel agent. And so I took travel and tourism courses, and then I'm like, oops, nobody uses them anymore. Everything's digital. You can look it up yourself. And I'm like, I wasted all that time. Then I went back to school later because I work in the public library and I wanted to
Okay.
advance my career. So I took library courses later on, but not at master's degree level, just at a community college.
Okay. That's very interesting. That's a very wide range of things you've done. Family then.
Yeah.
So any brothers and sisters?
No sisters and three older brothers. I'm 43, I'm the youngest, and each of my three brothers are in their 50s.
So there's a nice gap between you then. What
Yeah.
was it like growing up then with three older brothers? Were they very protective?
Mm, well, it's almost like they've been there, done that. So by the time I came around, because most of the time they were working, because we have such a wide age range that
Yeah.
they have full time jobs. And like, think about it this way: when I was born, my oldest brother was, I think, off to college.
Okay.
So I never really saw them really grow up. But my youngest brother at the time, I think, wasn't, yeah. By the time we moved from Chicago to the suburbs, he was in eighth grade. So I don't really remember him that young. But they're funny, they're nice. I hang out mostly with my middle brother Mike and his wife Julie. We get
Okay.
along as best we can. Hi,
Yeah.
Steve.
Music. So what music you into then?
Oh my God. Sorry, Steve, but I have to do this. I like Adele because he hates Adele. But when I was in high school, so we're talking about maybe 94, 95, because I
Okay.
graduated high school in 97. I was very much into alternative rock. So like Green Day, Soundgarden, that sort of thing,
Yeah.
Nirvana. But originally, I learned to love pop music because my mom would drive me and she can't drive to rock music and all that stuff like Guns N' Roses and whatever. So we used to listen to the easy listening station. So I learned to love like Elton John and Gloria Estefan. Basically music with beats because my mom liked that sort of stuff.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that sort of music. What was your first concert then you went to?
Oh my lord, I don't even remember. I've been to concerts, but I don't even remember what my first concert was. But I can tell you
Well,
what
what
I've
was the
seen.
last?
I
Yeah,
don't
what
even
was the last
remember.
one you can remember?
All right. One of the last concerts I remember was this. In Illinois, in the summer, certain suburbs have concerts, like in the park or whatever.
Yeah.
And Elk Grove, was it Elk Grove Village? I think so. They do it for free. And do you know the band? I believe he's in Poison. You know Poison? Every rose has
Yeah.
its thorn. Brett Michaels. We we saw, meaning my family, we saw Brett Michaels in concert.
Okay. What was it like? Any good?
Oh, he's freaking amazing. I love Brett Michaels. Yes.
Okay. Um, you don't remember your first concert? Do you remember your first CD or record or your first music you
Yeah.
bought?
Yes, yes, yes. It was Bon Jovi.
Was it on tape?
No, I'm talking for a CD. It was Bon Jovi.
Okay.
This was after Slippery When Wet. Oh, um, I don't remember the name of it, but it had the one about Saturday Night, Dry
Yeah. Good
County.
one. Yeah.
That CD. I just don't remember the name of it, but yes. And the first CD that somebody gave me was Boys to Men.
Who was that by then? Boys Man, I can't think of him.
Let me think.
The pop group or were they?
No, kind of like R&B.
All right.
I can't remember their songs off the top of my head, but I used to have. But I'm so old that I used to have cassettes.
I used to have cassettes. We all did here. We're all old in this place.
Yeah, so I used to
Maybe not
have
Steve.
Madonna. Do you like Madonna?
Not really, no. Wouldn't be my
But
cup
that
of tea.
was one of my
Good
first.
there. Okay.
And Paula Abdul before she was a judge on American Idol.
And sports. So are you into sports? I'm
Not
guessing no,
really.
but I could be wrong.
No, no, no. I am not a sports fan, but I tell people I root for all the Chicago teams, except for the Bears because they're bad. But I do like to watch boxing.
Oh, well, who do you like watching? Is there a particular boxer or
No, I just think it's exciting and exhilarating. And the only time that I'm really into sports is during the Olympics. I'm crazy about the Olympics because it's the only one time I'm rooting for the USA.
okay?
And
Would you
I'm
not
very
root
into
for him? You wouldn't follow the soccer team or the rugby team then, or I don't know what other sports.
I know nothing about
Wouldn't
rugby. I can't name a team. I have
wasn't
seen
that
in
okay?
Illinois, I have seen the Chicago Fire play once. I want to say that was at Soldiers Field.
Could
But
be, yeah.
I'm an American, so I hate to say this to you, but we don't really pay attention to what you guys call football, what we call soccer.
Yeah, I know
I mean,
American football is more important. Yeah, but
like for
I'm trying to
example,
think of a national team.
my niece, she played soccer, but she hated to watch soccer games. So
Yeah,
I would rather play. Like in school for real, when we had gym, I actually liked playing soccer.
what position?
I don't even remember. I just liked because I remember we practiced skills and then we just did scrimmage matches and I just had a ball.
So just whack the ball down the field. Yeah.
Hmm. Funky
Yeah.
uncle, hi.
Hi, John. How you doing? Do you have any life goals?
Yes, my current life goal is to love myself. That's what I truly want to do. I want to change the trajectory of my life and I want to love myself. I need to get a full time job. And what I really want to do is kind of face my demons and put some of the past behind me and move forward to better days.
And do you mind asking me what kind of demons they are?
Well, okay, some of this is already told on my channel, but I'll just give you the gist. I deal
Okay.
with mental health issues. And I'm
Okay.
finally ready to put all that behind me about my mother and her death that happened long ago. And the truth of the matter is, I want to wake up every day and be like, hey, I'm here today. I might as well enjoy today. And whatever happens, happens. Because there's somebody I know that I think he's such a joy. And I'm like, I want to be like that. So he inspired me to be on this quest to find more joy in my life.
Why do you not have joy in your life at the moment?
Sometimes and sometimes no. It just depends on who's around. Because not everybody is inspiring me to be joyful.
Okay. And what kind of way are you going to go about to change your life then? What's the ways?
Besides looking for a full-time job and getting one,
Yeah.
I want a better balance of being an adult and doing the things that I enjoy. And some of the things that I enjoy, I stopped doing because they reminded me too much of my mother. And I don't really want to put myself through all that pain anymore because I can't do anything about it. So I would rather enjoy knitting and getting out in the world. And if I had more money, one of the ways I would enjoy myself is I want to go visit some friends around the world.
Okay. Yeah, that's always good. That's always a good goal. Do you mind asking me how your mother died?
I'll give you the very short version. She died of cancer. She had
Oh,
multiple
sorry.
myeloma and she passed away from it. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
Is it
okay.
very? Was it long ago? How
In
long?
the year 2012,
All right, so 9 years.
I was 33.
Yeah, so it's not too long ago. Um.
Right.
Uh.
Okay, one second, please. You know how we were talking about goals? Irish
Yeah.
Craft says, wake up every day and smile. That's exactly what I want to do. Because when you deal with mental health issues, sometimes, at least in my experience, I forget to do that. So that's what I really want to do.
Yeah, that's a very good goal. Movies then. We'll move on from this. Movies. What kind of movies are you into?
Oh my lord, I'm a gigantic movie fanatic because my mom loved to go to the movies, so I enjoy movies. So what kind of movies do I like? Dramas, suspense.
Well,
I have
if you were feeling down and you want to put on one movie to make you feel better, what movie would you put on?
my favorite movie of all times is Grease. I love musicals, but that's not my only favorite movie. Like I love espionage movies. So like James Bond. I'm crazy about James Bond.
Okay, so who's your favorite actor who has played James Bond then?
Okay, it's a toss up between Pierce Bronson,
Okay,
Sean Connery, and Daniel Craig. But mostly I think Daniel Craig, but I haven't seen all of his movies as Bond.
so are you? So would you like the more old school James Bond, or to say the new school with a kind of kind of more newer ones?
Well, I like them all, but because we're in the more modern era, I kind of like the newer ones because of the way it looks, the cinematography, as opposed to yesteryears. But it's all pretty cool to me.
Okay. What else then? You must like. What's the last movie you've seen in the cinema?
Oh Lord. Oh, the what is it called? It's the one that's based off the Agatha Christie movie, Death of a Nile. We saw that on my birthday.
Any good?
Yes, it was really good.
Okay. You kind of said you're not into drinking beer and that. But do you remember your first beer that you tasted?
Um, Let me think here. When we used to go to my mom's Aunt Rose's house, her husband liked European beers, And one of the ones he used to like is Pilsner Quell. And so I would always beg my father when he had like a little left, can I try? So that's the first time I remember having beer, but I don't know if it's my actual first time.
First.
And no, I did
Okay.
not like it. No.
And
Really?
do you remember trying it properly then? Anytime?
Do I remember what?
Say when you came 21 or 18, when you came legal to drink alcohol, do you remember actually trying beers or wines or alcohol?
I do not remember what I had my first. I know where I was. I was at a bar, but what did I have as my first drink? I do
No.
not remember. No, no.
Okay. Politics then.
Okay,
You said you're gonna love this question. I'm just gonna put out there politics because you have some very nice views.
okay. So, what do you want to know?
I don't know politics. You're answering the question. I'm asking them.
Okay. The state of American politics is too goofy for me to comment on, but I voted for three different political parties in my life, but I no longer love Republicans. I'm upset with the Democratic Party, and well, who knows about third parties? Because in America, we're like third parties. No one votes for them; they can't win. So I don't know what to say. I pay enough attention so that I think I am an informed citizen. But the truth of the matter is that it upsets me so much that I don't pay as much attention because then I don't feel like there's joy in the world. And I'm trying to look at the positives that happen in America.
Okay. And what do you think of the recent developments of a certain ruling being taken away? So, is it the abortion ruling in America? What do
Oh
you
my
think about that?
Lord. So here's what's going to happen Ireland, Colombia, and Mexico. I believe in Ireland, you could have an abort, correct?
Yeah.
I think Colombia, I think I read Colombia does and Mexico. They're going to be more progressive than the United States. Think about that. Ireland's going to probably have more freedom for women than in my country. And it makes me very angry because they're not just going to overturn that, they're going to leave it to the states. That means it's just not abortion. They're coming for family planning, contraceptives, IUDs, and a whole bunch of other nonsense. So I probably won't have any reproductive say, unless, of course, because I'm in Illinois and we're Democratic here, the governor, maybe he
Yeah.
won't do anything, but who knows in the future? It's ridiculous. It's really not based on accurate, like health. We've been through this before. If you ban abortions, women are still going to have them, but they're going to harm themselves.
Okay.
So I'm worried about women just staying safe.
Okay. Does it make you sad?
No, it makes me angry because if you leave it up to the states, like for example, recently Texas decided let's ban abortion after 6 weeks, but there's no exception for rape or incest. See how, and here's the thing at the time, Texas is considered one of the states that has the most reported cases of rape. However, in the US, rape is one of the most underreported crimes. So I don't even know how true it is about Texas. So I just think it's going to lead down a road to danger for women's health.
Do you
But
think
we'll
to
have to
be
wait and
kind of back? Do you think to be backroom abortions, or was it illegal pills being taken then that will lead to the
here's the
deaths of
deal.
women?
One of the ditties the Republicans are just going to come up with, and we think they're going to do all these things, but we can't say at this point 100%, but we're almost certain it's going to happen. They're going to make it so that it's illegal to have an abortion out of state. So, and then they want to, if a woman gets help from a medical professional, they might be penalized, the doctor or whoever assists. So I'm not sure where they're going to go because I wasn't around when we had, the beginnings of all women's reproductive rights. But what I understand is women took things in their own hands. So they're probably going to harm themselves at home, take some elixir or who knows what. I just worry about their safety.
What do you think about this from a religious point? Are you religious?
Well, I was raised Catholic, but I don't really care about religion anymore. But since I'm an American, if that is you want to follow a religion, whatever it is, I don't want religious oppression. What I want as an American is for you all what we call the Christian right, the evangelical right. That basically
Okay.
means people who are religious that vote Republican. I want you to stop voting based off your religion because I don't agree with you, and we should keep religion and politics separate so that we can all be free to believe what we want and live in harmony. That's it. I don't go around telling people because I don't believe that you shouldn't, or wherever it is that you're from. I just choose not to believe anymore because after my mother died, I changed my viewpoints.
So you don't believe there's a God then?
Not really anymore. No, I don't really think
What,
about it every day. No,
what about an afterlife?
I don't know. I think we're just like peacefully sleeping. I don't really know. Like when I was a child, I believed in all the Catholic teachings, but now I just don't think about it as an adult. But I just want to be good. Like the example of if you believe Jesus is real, a person like how he was portrayed in the Bible is good. That's all I really care about.
Okay.
But again, if you believe, I'm not going to stop you. Unless you are trying to convince me for political reasons, then no, F off.
Hi, Vanessa. Thanks for joining. And thanks, Joey, for coming back. Car then. You say you drive. What kind of car do you have? We'll get on something more later.
What kind of car do I have? I drive a
Yeah.
Toyota Corolla.
Do you remember your
2000.
first, whatever, what
You
was your
what?
first car then? First
Oh,
car.
Lord. I don't. Who the heck remembers? That was so long ago. I honestly don't remember.
Are you a car person? Are you into your cars then? Or is it just whatever has four wheels and you can drive?
Well, my nephew went to school to be a mechanic,
Okay.
and he ended up working for BMW, Phil Jacobs. But BMW, it was something else. BMW slash I forget. But so I'm kind of interested because he's interested because it's interest because what he tells me, I learned for my own mechanic safety for the car, and so in that regard, I'm interested. But I leave it to the men. That's usually
Oh,
like when we're at parties or we get family gatherings. That's usually men talk about cars, and we go off, and the women we go off and talk about other things.
so if I said I could give you any car you wanted right now, a new car, old car, doesn't matter how much it costs, I could give you a car right now. Would you have a dream car?
Actually, it's the car that I have now. I don't care what year it is. I mean, I would rather have a modern version of the car. I have a 2017, as I said before, a Toyota Corolla, because what I care about, honest to God, is safety. Because I didn't like learning to drive when I was first learning, because the cars that I had, you know how sometimes when you're learning and you get handed down the family car or until you can afford, and then it breaks down and all this? And because I have
Yeah,
anxiety, so all I ever care about is I can get to point A to B and I can be safe and I don't have to freak out.
that's good. Um, so have you ever broken down then? What's
Oh, numerous times. Too many to name, too many to discuss, but yes.
Can you change a wheel in a car?
Oh no, no. But truthfully though, since I'm single, I should really have learned how to do all these things. But growing up, see, okay, I grew up in a very traditional household, so how it was, that's a man's thing. Men worry about the cars, not a woman. But I don't agree that that should be the way because not everyone's going to be around. One day, no one's going to be around. What them?
Yeah,
So I think I should
there's
learn
all.
how to do all these things.
Uh, on a lighter subject, if you had three wishes, what would you wish for?
For myself, or who
Yeah,
gets these wishes?
you. Three wishes.
Okay, three wishes. I want to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, one wish is that I wish with my whole heart that I could hang out with one of my best friends who lives very, very far away and meet him. I know him from online, but I would love it if we could meet.
Okay.
Number
So meet
two,
that person.
you what?
Yeah. 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 Two. What's two?
I wish that my problems would be less, that I have to deal with an IRL, and that I can honestly love myself and have a more joyous life. And I wish that it wouldn't be so hard for me to get a full time job so I can support myself. And number three, I wish that even if I had not so good days, or if I, because I deal with mental health, that I could
Yeah.
always remember joy. And that I could, instead of thinking about negativity, that I can go, okay, that's not working out so much. How could I rearrange my situation so it can get better and focus on the positive? Not worry too much about the future, but still have goals for the future and leave the past in the past. Maybe more mindfulness is my third wish for myself.
Yeah. I think that's a good one. What would you rather throw away, love or money?
What would I rather throw away?
Yeah.
Neither, because you can't, because you need both for
Yeah.
life.
You have to throw. Yeah, one pocket, and you have to throw away one of them. So
I have
you either
to.
keep love or you either keep money.
Well, it depends. You can
No,
sometimes throw away money, like if you're making an impulse purchase. But love, if you have genuine love, whether it's genuine love for a best friend or your family or a significant other, I don't really think you should throw away love. So if you can
so we're
responsibly throw away money, then money.
okay. So we're throwing away the money. Okay, that's good.
Oh my
Favorite
God,
TV show?
prayer table. That's funny. He goes, I would rather be rich and lonely than in love and homeless.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Sorry if I'm not reading out your comments, everyone. I am reading them, but just I'll keep asking the questions. Hi,
Hi, Len.
Leprechaun. How you doing? Favorite TV show?
Oh boy, I have a bunch. Would you rather hear about my favorite TV shows that are on now or in the
No,
past, or
no,
it doesn't
of
matter?
all time. All time. They don't have to
Okay,
be on
I'll
now.
just give you a few. Downton Abbey.
Okay.
I really like what is it called? Grey's Anatomy. I'm very into medical dramas. And
Okay.
what else? I'm trying to think. I really liked in the past Will and Grace, but
Did
for
you
now,
like the reboot of it, or did you like the original?
oh yeah, because it was basically just like before. They just changed a little what happened. No, I
Yeah.
don't like Ricky Lake Square Table. I was more of an Oprah fan. And Jerry Springer was so. Hi, Liam.
Okay. Hi, Liam. Thanks for joining. Thanks to everyone who's joining. So, favorite TV shows, and people in the chat, you can put your favorite TV shows in. We'll talk about them. So, what
Oh,
about say Big Bang Theory, Friends, what was that? Breaking Bad. What about Squid Game? Any of them?
ooh, you said Big Bang Theory. That's totally me.
Yeah.
Remember I told you I love science?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally me.
Okay. Strangest thing in your refrigerator?
I don't have strange things in my refrigerator. Cause we don't have science experiments anymore. Because when I was younger, we would forget and we would have all kind of science experiments. But no, I don't have anything strange, unless, of course, depending on your food tastes. I have tofu.
Yeah, well, that's the way I kind of the question's meant to
So
be. Like, if
it's
I
not
open the fridge with any food, I would think that is strange.
tofu. I don't think it's strange, but people would think it's strange.
Do you like tofu?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Steve, back to the TV question. Friends. To this day, Friends is one of my favorite shows.
Cool. Are you happy?
Sometimes, but I'm more happy since yesterday than I have been in a long time.
Okay. Do you wake up happy or sad? Ask everyone these questions. Just you said it before, kind
When I wake up, I don't really have feelings. I'm like, oh, it's a new day. But like I said before, I want to wake up feeling happy.
Okay. What's your earliest memory?
Of
Must be something.
earliest memory?
Yeah. Was it going to school? Was it your first, we say, I don't know, going to the park or something? Can you remember anything?
Well, I remember being in like third grade, going to the movies and seeing Fox and the Hound. And one of my
Okay.
earliest memories, well, I'm sure I had memories before third grade, but I broke my leg in third grade. So that's one of my earliest memories.
How did you do that?
Oh, since Illinois is a four weather season state, we still had to go out for recess in the winter, and we decided, let's play tag. And I didn't pay attention, and there was ice on the ground, and I slid on ice, and I broke my left leg.
Oh, that was it bad? Did it hurt? Do you remember any of it?
Oh yeah, it was really bad because in America we have lunch ladies. They monitor the classroom, and then they take us outside. And she didn't even believe me. They made me get up, and I could not. I just fell flat on my butt, and I'm like, "Hello," and I was crying. I think I was crying. Yeah, it was very painful.
Okay. Do you have joy in your life?
Um, okay, I have joyed my life in some ways, and in some ways I don't. And in some aspects, joy is there's more joy than I have ever had. And part of the joy is my YouTube experience, meeting all of you, including you, Thomas, because
Thank you.
I have met some of the greatest people all around the world, some of the most like, it's like I feel honored that you all want to spend time with me because most people don't. And that brings me joy because in return, I want to spend time with all of you. And that makes me really happy. So that's one way I
That's good.
experience joy.
Well, you're an interesting person. We all want to
Thank
spend
you.
time with you.
Thanks.
Most important person in your life?
Um, at some point, I
Human,
hope
no
that's
pets
no.
now.
At some point, because I want to love myself. I technically think, generally speaking, from a philosophical standpoint, that should be yourself. But I'll just
Okay.
put it out there. One of my best friends, this person knows who it is. That's
Yeah.
all I'm going to say on that subject. But I don't have a
Okay.
significant other. If that's what you're getting at, nope.
No. What's the meaning of life?
Um,
And I want to answer for this one there.
Listen, I'm
Go
43.
42.
If I knew the answer to that, I wouldn't have all these problems. So I have no idea what the technical answer is. You know, like if we're going to debate philosophy, okay? But I think from a human standpoint, like individually, I think it's to love yourself and enjoy your time on earth and try to minimize the bad things that could happen in your life. Sure, you might have tragedy, you might have sad days, you might get upset, but try to have a balance of when bad things happen, find the joy. And I think one important thing, meaning of life, is to do something meaningful with your life, whether that's at your work or after hours of work, like with your family, friends, or in your community.
Okay. Are you okay?
It depends. What aspect of life are we talking about?
Are you okay? I don't know.
Like,
It's
at this
it,
point, I'm not 100% okay with some aspects of my life, and I have a lot of things that I need to sort out about it, but I'm okay with what has happened in my past. I have made peace with that. And if I could make more of a success at my life and I can get out of this current living arrangement, then I would tell you that would mean I'm truly okay. So I'm working on it.
okay. Cool. Sleep. So how long do you sleep?
How long? What?
How long do you sleep a night? Are you a long sleeper? Are you a short sleeper? What
Dude,
kind of?
I have like, I probably have sleep problems. And I was supposed to take a sleep study in December, but I kind of forgot. So I'm somewhere between an insomniac and some people thought I might have where you just keep falling asleep. What is it called? Narcolepsy.
Yeah.
And then other times I don't even realize I slept. So I don't really know. Like I can sleep very little. Some days I can sleep maybe like 6 hours. I don't really
Okay.
know.
So you don't
But
have a good
gen-
sleep pattern then.
but generally I'm more awake than sleeping. But I'm working on
Okay.
it. I actually want to get better with my health.
Yeah. Well, that sleep study would be a good idea. You could visit.
Yeah.
First app you open on in the morning on your phone, or whenever. First app you open in a day.
Oh, it would be Instagram because I'm an Instagram junkie and I can't get enough of Instagram. That's where I tell people if you have Instagram and you're more willing to go on Instagram, message me there. Because I hate Facebook, but I do it because some people will only use Facebook.
Yeah, and some people only use Instagram. I find Instagram's a lot easier to get to some people.
Oh,
Um,
that's funny. Irish put porn up.
we're not talking about me. It's Grinder, actually, Alan. He opens the morning. He gets confused.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
when's the last time you cried?
Yesterday,
Can I ask why?
I don't know if Steve noticed, but yesterday Steve played a song that made me cry. It wasn't his intention, it just happened.
Can I ask what the song was?
I think it was Disturbed sound of silence.
Okay. Uh, lowest point in your life.
When my mother died.
What makes you really angry?
Republicans.
Okay. Favorite smell?
Ginger.
It's a lot of question, I know that, but
You said
whatever.
favorite smell? Ginger. I
Yeah.
love the smell of ginger.
Oh, do you like to cook?
Sometimes. Like during the pandemic, when I had to take 3 months off, I was excited about it. Then when you go through mental health, depression, whatever, then you're like, I don't want to do this. But now I think I want to up my cooking skills again so I can eat healthier. So I'm going to make this a fun little project.
Okay. Do you have anything, we say now, that you like to cook, though? Is there a favorite meal of yours?
I can't really have it anymore, but maybe once in a while it would be nice if I made lasagna again because my mom taught me how to do it, and I like spinach lasagna, and I'm good
Okay.
at making it.
Have you been arrested?
No,
That's a definite no. You've never got in a bad situation, though?
no. The only time I had interactions with the cops is when I got into an accident and I get traffic violate, and I get violations, a ticket. Like I still get tickets for breaking the ordinance in town because I forget that you're not supposed to have a car on the street between the hours of 2 and like 5 p.m. because
Or you don't have
sometimes we
parking?
have because sometimes we have too many people on the driveway, and I'll be like, I'll put the car, I'll remember to do it later. Then I fall asleep and they give me traffic tickets. So I have to pay $25 because I forgot to put the car back on the driveway, even though I'm right in front of the house. Nope. But that's
Do you remember your first?
the
Yeah,
what?
go on, sorry. No, you go
No,
on.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Do you remember your first paycheck?
Yeah. hmm
Okay. What was it for, or how much was it?
Back in the day, I think it was $5.15 an hour. This was, I think, when Bill Clinton was president, and I made minimum wage. I worked in a school.
Okay. And do you remember what you spent your first paycheck on?
And no, because I would put some of my paycheck away, and then some of it I would put, I would go to the bank, get cash, and then I would use it for whenever we went out. Maybe the movies?
Okay. Yeah. Um. Sorry about this. Most exotic meat you've tried?
Most exotic meat?
Yeah. So alligator, zebra.
No. I had turtle.
Okay.
Because when we were in New Orleans, we went to a famous restaurant and they had turtle soup, and my mother told me to try that. One time they were giving samples of ostrich burger at the grocery store. I tried that. And I know people who went hunting deer, and I've had deer meat. So those three.
Okay. What do you think of them? Were they nice?
Ostrich meat at the time, the burger was too dry. Turtle was kind of interesting. And when my nephew got the deer that he caught, he made it into like the equivalent of like summer sausage. It's exactly what it looked like, but it was with the deer meat. So that was pretty cool. Deer meat is
Yeah.
not bad at all.
No. Uh. Yeah. So which of them would you try again if you could? The deer meat, is it?
No, because I don't remember what it tastes like. I would actually want to try turtle again because I was a child, so I'm curious if I would still like it because it was in soup.
Yeah. Have you overcome any bad habits?
Oh my God, we'll be here a while. Let me think. Have I come over any bad habits? Like,
Smoking,
no,
crack
I never
cocaine.
smoked. No, I never did drugs.
Joey, you lied
Um,
to me.
I don't know. Like, what kind of bad
Bite
habits?
your fingernails. I don't know.
No, I
No?
don't know. I'll have to come back to that question. I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah. What's weird about you?
What's weird about me?
Yeah. Really, what's something weird about us?
I, okay, from an American standpoint, I think it's still weird that I'm 43 and I still live at home, but I can't afford to move out. And by an American standpoint, that's extremely weird.
That's not too bad. Could have worse things. He could
But I'm
be.
trying to think.
Could vote. He could vote Republican. Uh, are we
Oh
alone?
God. Oh God, no. But I'm trying to think. Let me
Are we
think.
alone?
What else is weird about me? Let me think. Um, weird. What do I think is weird about me? Weird. What is weird about me? Here's a weird. I kind of think this is, well, in weird in the sense of odd. I don't like most candy.
Definitely weird. Well,
I
it could
love
be
rather.
American.
I would rather eat. Well, if you consider chocolate candy,
Yeah, yeah.
but I would rather have dark chocolate than like candy bars and all that kind of stuff. I don't really like most candy today. No.
Oh, yeah. That can be. Uh, are we alone?
Are we alone?
Yeah.
All right. If you mean like
Are we
paranormal,
what?
if you mean paranormal, are there aliens out there? All my life, I'd be like, that's just sci-fi gobbledygook. One day I was outside on a Friday night and I saw like orbs or something in the sky. It was really strange, like these white things. It wasn't clouds, but they were moving. And I'm like, what in the world? So now I'm convinced I might have saw some sort of like paranormal something. So I wonder if something's out there.
Okay, so let's go. So BJ, have you ever been interviewed before? Yeah. Have you ever been interviewed before?
On YouTube? No.
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 In general,
But yeah,
I see
because when I
anyone.
yes, I have though, because when I went and got a job, I had to be interviewed. But on YouTube, nope.
So you believe in aliens then, yeah?
No. I believe something's out there. I didn't see aliens. I saw these like orb thingies. It was very strange. I don't know if aliens exist. I don't know. But
So,
something
it,
was not normal. And so I think something's out there. But what it is, I don't know.
so is there intelligent life other than what's on Earth?
There could be. Again, I'm generally the type that has to see it to believe it, but I can't 100% say for sure. I don't actually know.
Okay. What would your scientist brain say to you?
I would have to see it to believe it because you need physical
Drugs?
proof. Because
Okay.
sometimes, yeah, but physical proof does not just mean seeing it with your own eyes. Because what I saw in the sky, like I didn't think it was some neighbor flashing a light. So sometimes your mind plays tricks on you. So I would need data to back up. If somebody claimed that there were aliens, I would need actual data and academia to back it up.
Okay. Drugs.
I've
This is
never
simple.
dabbled in drugs, never in my life.
Okay. What's
However,
your thoughts on them?
however, I would like to try cannabis because I think that would help me with my anxiety.
So, legalization, yes or no?
Well, yes, because I'm in a state that has it. We have had legalization for medical and recreational in Illinois. Whether I do it or not, it doesn't matter. I can see the benefits for people because we have learned now that a lot of the drugs that have been on Schedule 1 in the United States at the federal level, um, they could have healing properties. Like in some states, we're learning that psychedelics might be helpful for mental health and whatnot. And if we're actually going to go down that road, I would rather them be legal for studying and seeing if it'll help. Because some people who have mental health issues can't take the pharmaceutical drugs, it doesn't work for them. But I still don't want people to sit and suffer. And I would rather
Okay.
have these things be legal so that if a doctor is helping you, you will get the correct dosage. Do you know what I mean? And so
Okay.
I'm all for whatever's going to help you.
That's good. Have you seen any negative consequences for drugs being made legal in your state around your area? Have you seen any negativity around it?
I don't actually know, really. I just hear about positives. It doesn't mean that there isn't, but when I look this up, like they'll point out that we made a buttload of money. Um, no, I don't really. No, because Governor Pritzker, I think he, like low level drug offenders, I think he got them out of jail. So as far as I know, there isn't. Oh, I only think this. Maybe when it comes to edibles, not just my state, but when edibles were becoming legal, people would forget that how it's packaged. Sometimes it might not be the exact dose, or you can't eat as much. And so education around taking edibles, I think when it first came out, was the only problem I could see at the moment.
Okay. What about legalization of all drugs? So cocaine, heroin, methamphetamines,
Because I
magic
believe
mushrooms.
because I believe that people should not be locked up in jail for possession of a drug. I don't want them to be illegal. I mean, illegal. However, we might want to consider just the drug cartels and how when the drugs get transported into a country for that sort of stuff, maybe then they should get busted. But if you find someone has possession of cocaine or they're a drug addict, like people get locked up in jail for possession of marijuana. What's the point of that? I think we should have health clinics and have people get help for their drug treatments, and we should talk about that openly rather than punishing them. Because to me, that seems like you just want to find people and make money.
Okay, but I'm talking about, we say, if tomorrow all drugs were legal in your state, that you could go down to a government shop and buy a line of cocaine and take it. Would you be okay with that?
I don't actually know what I would think because we probably wouldn't have in place the medical setup to deal with that. So if we did and people were like going to have a medical clinic and specialized in drug treatments and things like that and we had resources for that, then I would be all for it. Because if it is that you're just going to do it for yourself, it's like when people drink. If you're going to drink and it's your body, your life, fine. But if you're going to harm somebody else with what you're doing, then I have problems with that. But I think generally we should go down the road of getting people out of jail for drug possession. And like, if I'm against drug possession for marijuana, what's the difference if it's another drug? So in your case, I would say legalize all drugs, but I don't know if we should have legalization being you can go to the store and get a dose of like heroin.
Okay. But how do you deal with that then? If it's only illegal to traffic the drugs, if it's not illegal with possession, how do you deal with that then?
The drug cartels would be busted because I think part of gang violence has to do with drugs and certain things. So the drug cartel people should be busted. But like if I'm caught with not marijuana, but like heroin, I shouldn't go to jail. I should, and I don't know if we should be fined. I don't actually know because some people would then do a fine instead of jailing you. So I don't really know. I don't have an answer here. I
Okay.
honestly don't know.
Ghosts. Do you believe in them?
No, because I have never seen any ghosts, any nothing, except for maybe what I think were orbs up in the sky. I don't know.
Do you think people are faking it then?
Well, if you're talking about like you saw some paranormal show on TV, like cable, then it's a
Yeah.
TV show. I don't take that stuff seriously. But if
Okay.
somebody's in their house and they think they saw something, I don't know if it's the mind plays tricks on them or they saw something. So in that regard, give them the benefit of the doubt. But if it's they're telling a story on a reality show and it's a paranormal show, I don't trust that.
So
No.
what about tarot readers and fortune tellers and spiritual healers? Do you think that's all fake then?
Well, I know somebody who does tarot card readings and likes astrology, and I have no problems if you like that stuff and you want to take it seriously. That's fine. I don't take it seriously. I take it as just fun. Like reading a horoscope, I don't think my horoscope's going to come true. And so I just read it for fun. But I am eerily like my astrological sign. I'm a Pisces and I'm just like that. So there could be some truth to some astrology, but I don't get upset if people are interested in it.
Okay.
Hi,
Um,
Blake.
what's the last What's the last thing you Googled?
Oh, Lord.
And keep it clean.
I'm trying to think. Oh, about Roe v. Wade.
Okay.
I
Um,
was I was looking up something for one of my coworker friends.
okay. Uh, what's on your bucket list?
What's in my what?
Bucket list.
To visit two of my best friends who live around the world.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to shut down. Oh. Uh, next question. Uh, this always does this to me. Computer trying to shut down. Yeah. So why do you look up the road ways then? What do you
Okay.
find out about?
Because my coworker told me, okay, one of my coworkers is kind of like too honest, and she told me something about her health, and I'm like, ooh, if Roe v. Wade gets overturned, certain things that women have access to for reproductive health could be illegal in some states. And I'm not sure it'll happen in Illinois because we have a Democratic governor. So I told her I would send her some info so you can make the best judgment for your own health. Because that's the habit of library workers. We like to look up stuff and help each other.
Yeah. What's your greatest strength?
What's my what?
Greatest strength.
What is my greatest
Oh,
friend?
yeah.
Oh, strength. Wait, I'm
Yeah.
confused. What is my greatest strength?
Yeah. So what's the strongest thing about you? Is it
My
your
kindness. My kindness, hands down.
and what's your greatest weakness? Is it your kindness as well?
No, my greatest weakness is that because I deal with anxiety, that I sometimes still let my anxiety take over and I'll think the worst thing about a worst off scenario about something or someone rather than just going, this is my anxiety, see what happens. And then it causes me to get, like, I recently got upset with a good friend about something, but that was because I let my anxiety take over. So my weakness is that when I have adversity, I don't take a step back and go, this is a feeling, or this is this moment, how are you going to deal with it? I rush to let the mental emotions carry on instead of thinking logically, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, that does. What's the last lie you told, apart from on here?
I don't really generally make a habit of lying.
Yeah, but
So,
little white lie.
yeah.
I sent that
Oh,
email at work.
okay. The only time I generally feel alive is when I don't feel, because I don't have, um, the only time I generally pull a lie, a white lie, is when I don't feel like going into work. I tell them a little white lie about why I can't come into work today. Like, oh, by the way, my car battery died. I can't come into work today. Can I make this my hours up another day? Because in America, if we actually said we like, um, you're really not supposed to talk about health issues, so I can't go. I need a mental health day. It's nobody's business, and so,
Yeah,
and I don't always sound sick, but I, because internally that's mental health. You don't
yeah.
necessarily sound sick, and we'll get in trouble if they catch on that we played hooky, and so that's generally the only time I ever lie.
Okay, that's. I think a lot of people do that. How would friends describe you in 3 words?
I know this because somebody said this. Somebody, in 2 words, somebody recently said, I'm funny, I'm crazy, and I think somebody could describe me as kind hearted.
Yeah, I think that. That's. I'd say them things.
Mhm.
Uh, if you're standing in front of your 16-year-old self, what advice would you give them?
That life could be a lot harder as an adult. So, what you need to do is remind yourself to have a balance of that just because you had a bad day, you still need to find the joy in life and forge on ahead and don't give up on yourself.
Okay. What's the weirdest thing you've done?
Got myself on YouTube.
That's really the weirdest thing you've done.
Well, at the time, because I would not be like this. I didn't want to show myself on camera. I yeah, that's the weirdest thing. But not
Okay.
anymore. But at the time,
What's the craziest thing you've done for love?
nothing really. To be honest,
Okay.
nothing really. I haven't. Mm-mm.
That's
That's why I'm
fine.
still. That's why I'm still. That's why I'm still single. Maybe that's why I'm still single. 'Cause I didn't do anything crazy.
Okay. It's fine. I don't think I've done anything majorly crazy for love. What's a warning label if you had one? So if I put a warning label over you, what would it say?
Oh Lord,
Do
a
not
warning.
wake up without coffee.
What's my biggest warning label about myself?
Yeah. Well, if you had a warning label, it's only a joke. Like, what would be over you? So,
I don't know about warning label. Hmm. I need more time to think about that one. But I could
okay.
answer the other parts of the other
Yeah.
questions.
Go
What
on.
is my biggest fear?
And you've answered weakness before. I put in twice by mistake.
So what is my
Most
biggest fear?
embarrassing moment.
Okay,
You've answered that, haven't you?
all right.
most embarrassing moment?
I will admit this. I can't believe I'm admitting this. When I was in elementary school, we had to have, like, you know how you might have heard this about America, hall passes. Well, we had bathroom passes. And sometimes the teachers would really not let us go to the bathroom if we had used up the thing. Because we
Yeah,
had, I think, 2 times a day we could go because they thought the kids were dilly dallying in the bathroom just to get out of class. But when I had to go, I had to go. And I had an accident in elementary school when we had an assembly because they wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. And I'm like, well, I really got to go. What am I supposed to do? And so I had peed all over the floor. That was really embarrassing.
yeah. Well, thanks for telling me. I think you're brilliant for admitting that.
But seriously, that was stupid. You should because when I had to go to the bathroom, I was never one of those dilly dallies. I really had to go. But they're like, nope. That was freaking embarrassing. Oh God, that was so embarrassing.
Or they think to just say after a little while they didn't know that you were actually wanting to go to a toilet, and you just let you go and say, "Not next time."
No, I don't remember what happened. I'm just like, I'll ignore this. I just sat down and I'm like, let's just ignore that this is happening. Watch the assembly. And people are like, what?
So, are you a clean or messy person?
I tried to stay more clean and organized because some of the rooms of the house we redecorated, but I'm getting a lot better at not being messy. So my messy behavior is dissipating. So I'm somewhere in the middle. Sometimes the
Okay.
room is clean and nice. Sometimes it's kind of untidy.
Okay. If you could share a meal with four individuals who are dead, who would it be?
If I could, William
Yeah.
Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, um,
Yeah.
my mother, because I miss my mother. Um, Julia Child, the cook,
Cool.
and Gandhi.
And what do you think would be the first conversation?
Probably food because my mom liked Julia Child, and if we're eating dinner, we could discuss culinary topics because that would be fascinating to like get her take on the world of food. If it is that they can come back in like this time era,
Yeah.
if we can make that happen, like we had magic and it was 2022, I'd be curious what Julia Child would think. And William Shakespeare, oh my God, I would just because a lot of the times when I read a Shakespeare play, I think that what he talks about in the name of humanity can still be applied today. He's brilliant. And so I would just like to learn his philosophy and what he thinks and this and that.
That's an interesting group. Do you think everyone will get on?
Do what?
Do you think every
Oh, get along? Uh, my mom, myself, and Julia Childs probably, but Shakespeare, I don't know what he'll. But Shakespeare, I don't know. But perhaps if we all stay civil.
Okay.
Bye,
Uh,
Steve. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Steve. If you were a superhero, what superpower would you have?
Um, hmm. If I could have a superpower, what would I like to have?
Yeah. So you're a superhero. What's your superpower? Is it healing? Is it flying? Super strength?
Hmm.
Invisibility?
I think maybe. Well, I don't like heights, so it wouldn't be flying. Probably. Okay, Blake. I'm gonna go with Blake. I was waiting until somebody said it. X-ray vision. X-ray vision. Because I'm a woman. So X-ray vision for the men. That'd be fun.
Huh. Yeah,
I'm
but I
single.
keep away
I'm
from
single,
Blake if you have
so
to.
that would be fun.
Uh, when did time begin? Do you understand the question?
So when did the world begin? Is that
Not
what you
really. When did time begin?
time?
Yeah,
Well, isn't the beginning of time um doesn't that coincide with when the world began?
I suppose. If we're getting all philosophy about.
That's my answer.
Okay.
Cuz I don't unless science can prove this, I don't really think about stuff like this because this is the stuff that blows my mind. It's like, how far do we want to take this? It's like when people ask, which came first, the chicken or the egg? These things, I'm not saying you did this on purpose, but for me, it like, my head explodes because I'm like,
Oh, well, just wait to the next question then, because it's.
because my head explodes and I'm like, well, there's a lot of variables and how far do we want to take this and what time period and or you can just go with JV's answer. There is no time.
Yeah, it's all perspective. Next question is: did we invent math, or did we discover math? So, maths, did we invent it, or did we discover it?
You mean we as in you mean as humans?
As in the humans.
You know what? I never was good at math.
Okay, but
So
what do
I
you think
would
about the
say
question?
I I don't know actually see invent math. Well, when it came to formulas and things, I wonder if people invented them. Like for circumference and radius, but I don't actually know the answer to it. I'm just going to guess maybe invent. However,
Okay.
if you want to say like you know how different time periods there's like the enlightenment age and whatnot, and then if you're learning about another country, then you can say we discovered what the knowledge we didn't know about math. So it can kind of go both ways in a way. However,
Yeah,
Vanessa is a math teacher for
yeah,
real, Vanessa
no,
Kitty. So she says we discover stuff about math. So maybe that's the technical answer.
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't have any point of view on it. Um, where does thought go? Maybe I
Where
should
does
phrase the question a bit. Yeah, when we forget about it, where does it go?
it just disappears from our mind? It goes nowhere. It goes bye bye. Just goes away.
So, what is it then? What is thought then? Because if you can think of something, a memory,
What is
do you
a
understand my
thought?
question? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what is it? Is it an actual thing, or is it?
I find that for me, a thought is what you conjure up in your head about some experience or something you learned, that sort of thing. Like memories can, well, Memories can come and go, but a thought can come and go, but a thought doesn't always have to be the same. Like,
Yeah.
if you ask, what do you think of the Republican Party, like in 1950? Or what do you think of the Republican Party of today? A thought basically is kind of like your opinion, or like an epiphany you had in your head, like aha.
Yeah.
Will that work?
I'm sorry, but that does work. Next question. I'll let you read it.
Oh, wait a minute. JV has a good point here. Did you actually think the thought, or did someone make you receive the thought? Well, JV, it depends. Like, if you're in school, something can provoke you to think about something. Like, if you're in a debate, or maybe you're taking a philosophy course.
Yeah. Next question there, if you want to. What's your thoughts on it?
I don't. Okay, as a Catholic, we're taught we have free will, but it depends. Like some, I don't know. It's like if you're a planner, you might say you have predestined to do something because you set your life up on a trajectory for one path. But if you're more free spirited, then you might just go with you have free will because you take life whatever it gives you moment by moment. So I generally think this question is not a right or a wrong. Like in philosophy, I don't always know when you're debating a philosophical topic if there's a correct answer unless we can prove that it's no longer philosophy and it's like an academic fact now. Like when you debated, like, is the earth round? But but I think this has to do with more personality than an actual academic answer. And since I try to be more free spirited, I tend to think I have free will to choose what I want to do. But there are certain things that you might be predestined, like for example, death.
Yeah. There's only only a couple of things guaranteed: taxes and death when you're born into it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I think this could be your final question. Here we go. What's the goal of humanity?
I think the goal of humanity is to create a world where people with differences of lifestyle, viewpoints, culture, and racial backgrounds, even if you're going to disagree, you live in harmony. In that we should get to a point in society where we agree to disagree, but we generally all want the same things. Even when you ask people in America, like a Democrat versus a Republican, we generally want the same things. We feud about how to get there. And I think we should create a world where we're in harmony with nature and the people that live on Earth, because there are many things that happen. Like now we're in war. Now Russia and Ukraine are at a war. We have seen a lot of deaths with COVID. People have mental issues. Life is hard enough as it is. So I think we should use humanity to uplift ourselves, whether it's through the arts, or just talking to your neighbors, stuff like that. I think the goal should be for positivity and peace. At least that's what I wish.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. So I've asked you whatever a couple of questions. Have I missed anything? Have I missed any huge part of your life that I haven't asked a question about?
Um, hmm. Like,
I've asked a wide range of questions. Do you think so?
yeah, yeah. But it's like,
I asked a lot of there's a lot of questions in thought.
Right.
today.
I can tell you something interesting about myself,
Yeah,
if that's what
please.
you want to know. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
I lived in a house. Okay. When we moved from Chicago to the suburbs here, eventually I lived with myself, a mom and a dad. So that's three of us, three older brothers, two grandpas, a grandma, and a sister in law at one point. So, like 9 or 10 of us. Most people in America don't have, like, well, some people have multi generational households, but like almost 10 of us. That's a lot.
And was that a happy time then?
Well, my sister in law and brother were living with us in the basement apartment because their house was being built. And I love my brother and sister in law very much. So that was fun having her around. And I love having lived with the grandparents because they're joy and they brighten my day. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I'd still be here. But it was very noisy growing up that way because we were loud because there were so many of us. But I kind of miss it because there's not as many of us living in the house now. But at the time, you think, oh my God, there's too many of us. When is this going to go away? But I wouldn't trade that aspect for the world, even if we didn't always get along and we had family problems. I still thought it was pretty cool because I didn't feel as alone.
Yeah, it sounds nice to have all your family around. I know it'll probably get crowded, but it sounds good that you always had someone.
It can be at times. Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I've wasted or I've asked you questions for long enough. It's coming up in an hour and a half.
Okay.
So what do you think of the interview then?
This
You
was
said you're
totally.
looking forward to it.
This is totally fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hope everyone who's watched. I'm sorry I didn't get. There was loads of comments. I'm sure people just took over the comment section. I'm sorry if I missed any comments or
Let me
what people were
see.
saying.
Let me see here.
Vanessa and there's a lot of people commenting there. I miss everything I say. I'm sorry to people I didn't read out the comments. I will read them back later on. Yeah, so I'd like to say thanks to everyone who watched. Thanks to everyone who commented. Thanks to everyone who disliked and shared and all of the normal stuff. I think we'll say goodbye and we'll see you some other time.
Okay.
Okay, say goodbye.
Bye.
And I'll
Bye, everybody.